The Unexpected Revelation. Captain Jack Sullivan's Mission. Captain Jack Sullivan barely resisted the urge to punch the insectoid bastard square in its damn mandibles. Jack was the first human to address the Galactic Council, and he had to make a good impression. Humanity's acceptance in the galactic community depended on him not messing this up. The Xeria Prime Council chamber was packed with reptilians, mollusks, insectoids, and a dozen other alien species, all staring at Jack. The human placed his hands on the podium and cleared his throat. "I am honored to be humanity's first representative to this esteemed council. Mankind looks forward to a future of cooperation and mutual understanding with. We have no interest in the ramblings of an upstart species barely capable of interstellar travel," hissed the insectoid representative Murloc, clacking his mandibles rudely. The other council members murmured their agreement. They began to chitter amongst themselves, ignoring the human completely. Jack gripped the podium tightly. He had to get the council to listen, to take humanity seriously. The future of mankind depended on it. If he failed here, humanity would be shunned by the galactic community, cut off and alone in a hostile universe. He had to do something drastic to get their attention. Jack's mind raced as he tried to figure out how to salvage the situation. The council members were still chattering amongst themselves, paying him no attention. He opened his mouth to speak, but before he could utter a word, the Aven representative, Councillor Xykra, stood up. The question of reproduction. The councillor fixed his beady eyes on Jack. "Human, I have a question for you. Your species has only recently achieved interstellar travel, and your technology is primitive compared to ours. How can you claim to be ready for a place in this council?" Jack gritted his teeth. "Councillor, with all due respect, humanity has made great strides in a short amount of time. We may be new to the galactic stage, but we have much to offer." Xykra let out a harsh, squawking laugh. "Is that so? Tell me, human, how do your kind reproduce? Do you lay eggs in specialized incubation chambers as we do? Our methods are far superior to anything a primitive species like yours could devise." The question caught Jack off guard. He hesitated for a moment before answering. "No, Counselor. Human babies are born live. We do not lay eggs." The outburst. The council chamber erupted in a cacophony of shocked gasps and disgusted mutters. Representatives from various species recoiled in their seats as if the mere idea of live birth was repulsive to them. Murloc slammed his clawed appendage on the table. Live birth. How revolting. Clearly, humans are an inferior species. They have no place in this council. Other council members nodded in agreement, their faces twisted in revulsion. Jack's face flushed with anger and frustration. He slammed his fist on the podium, the sound echoing through the chamber. "Enough," he shouted. "The method of our reproduction has no bearing on our worth as a species. We are just as capable as any of you, regardless of how we bring our young into the world." Defending humanity. The council members fell silent, stunned by the human's outburst. Jack took a deep breath and continued. "Humanity has faced countless challenges and overcome them through ingenuity, determination, and cooperation. We may be new to the galactic community, but we have much to contribute. Do not dismiss us so easily." Xykra sneered at Jack. "You dare to raise your voice to us, human. Your species is clearly too emotional and irrational to be trusted with a seat on this council." Jack glared at the Aven representative. "Emotions are not a weakness, Counselor. They are what drive us to be better, to strive for more. Without passion and determination, we would never have reached for the stars in the first place." The council members murmured amongst themselves, some nodding in agreement while others shook their heads in disapproval. Jack knew he had to keep pushing to make them see the value in humanity. He looked around the chamber, making eye contact with each representative. "I implore you, esteemed counselors, do not judge us by our biology or our technology. Judge us by our actions, our potential, and our willingness to learn and grow. Give humanity a chance to prove ourselves, and we will not disappoint you. Uncovering the conspiracy. The council's reaction. The chamber fell silent once more, the weight of Jack's words hanging in the air. He could see the gears turning in the councilors' minds as they considered his plea. Suddenly, the council chamber erupted into a frenzy of shouting and arguing. Representatives from various species stood up, pointing accusatory appendages at Jack and humanity as a whole. "These humans are a threat to the natural order," screeched a reptilian delegate. "Their unnatural reproduction will contaminate the galaxy. We must bar them from the council immediately," demanded a mammalian representative, pounding his fist on the table. "No, that's not enough," hissed an insectoid. "We must quarantine their planet to prevent the spread of their dangerous biology." Jack stood at the podium, his heart pounding as the chaos swirled around him. He tried to interject, to defend humanity once more, but his voice was drowned out by the clamor of the council members. Suddenly, his communicator beeped, indicating an incoming message. Jack glanced down at the device, seeing Dr. Elena Novak's name on the screen. He quickly tapped the button to accept the call. The urgent message. "Jack, we have a problem," Elena said, her voice urgent. "I have been monitoring the council's communications, and I've uncovered evidence of a conspiracy." Jack frowned, stepping away from the podium to hear her better amidst the noise. "What kind of conspiracy?" "Some of the council members have been working behind the scenes to sabotage humanity's efforts to join the galactic community. They've been spreading misinformation and stoking fear about our species." "But why?" Jack asked, his mind racing. "I believe they see us as a threat to their power and influence," Elena explained. "They're using the issue of our reproductive methods as a way to discredit and isolate us." Confronting the conspiracy, Jack's grip tightened on the communicator. "So this whole thing about our biology, it's just a ploy to keep us out." "Exactly," Elena confirmed. "Jack, you need to confront them. Expose the conspiracy before it's too late." Jack took a deep breath, steeling himself. He knew what he had to do. Turning back to the council, he raised his voice above the din. "Councilors, I have evidence that this entire debate has been orchestrated by a group of individuals who seek to undermine humanity's efforts to join the galactic community." The chamber fell silent, the representatives staring at Jack in shock. He held up his communicator, projecting a holographic display of the evidence Elena had sent him. Presenting the evidence. "As you can see," Jack continued, "there has been a coordinated effort to spread misinformation and fear about humanity. This conspiracy goes beyond mere prejudice. It is a deliberate attempt to isolate and discredit our species." Murloc stood up, his mandibles clicking furiously. "This is preposterous. You have no proof." Jack pointed to the holographic display. "The proof is right here, Counselor. Communications, meeting logs, and financial transactions that clearly show the involvement of certain council members in this plot." The council members began to murmur amongst themselves, some looking shocked while others appeared nervous. Jack pressed on, his voice growing stronger. "I call upon the Galactic Council to investigate this matter thoroughly. We must root out those who would seek to divide us, and work towards a future of cooperation and understanding." The mediator's intervention. The mediator arrives. The council chamber buzzed with activity as the representatives discussed the revelation. Some called for an immediate investigation, while others demanded to see more evidence. Jack stood tall, his eyes scanning the room. He knew that this was just the beginning of a long and difficult battle, but he was determined to see it through. Humanity deserved a fair chance, and he would fight tooth and nail to ensure that they got it. As the council members argued and debated, Jack's mind raced with the implications of the conspiracy. He knew that he would have to work closely with Elena and the rest of the human delegation to uncover the full extent of the plot and bring those responsible to justice. Suddenly, the chamber doors swung open, and a hush fell over the room. Every head turned to see a figure slowly making its way toward the center of the chamber. Orent V's entrance. It was Orent V, the legendary mediator and peacemaker known throughout the galaxy for his wisdom and impartiality. Orent's ancient eyes surveyed the room, taking in the tense atmosphere and the hostile glares directed at Jack. He raised a gnarled hand, and the remaining murmurs died away. "I have heard the commotion from afar," Orent said, his voice deep and resonant. "I sense great discord and prejudice in this chamber. I am here to listen and to guide." He turned to Jack, who stood tall and resolute at the podium. "Captain Sullivan, I would hear your perspective on this matter." Jack's plea. Jack nodded, taking a deep breath. "Mediator Orent, esteemed counselors, I stand before you today not to plead for humanity's acceptance, but to demand our right to be judged on our merits and actions rather than our biological differences." He gestured to the council members, his eyes filled with determination. "Look around you. Every species represented here has unique traits and abilities. The insectoids have their hive minds, the reptilians their regenerative capabilities, and the avians their hollow bones and flight. These differences do not make any one species superior or inferior to another. They are simply the result of our diverse evolutionary paths. The power of diversity." Jack's voice grew stronger, his words echoing through the chamber. "Diversity is not something to be feared or reviled. It is a strength, a testament to the incredible variety of life in our galaxy. By embracing our differences and learning from one another, we can achieve far more than we ever could alone." Orent listened intently, his ancient eyes fixed on Jack. The human continued. "Humanity may be new to the galactic stage, but we have much to offer. Our resilience, adaptability, and ingenuity have allowed us to overcome countless challenges on our own world. We seek to bring these qualities to the galactic community, to work alongside our fellow sentient beings in the pursuit of knowledge, progress, and peace." As Jack spoke, some of the council members began to nod, their expressions softening. Others, like Murloc and Zikra, remained unmoved, their faces twisted with contempt. When Jack finished, Orent closed his eyes, deep in thought. The chamber was silent, every representative waiting with bated breath for the mediator's verdict. The verdict. Orent's decision. After what seemed like an eternity, Orent opened his eyes and addressed the council. "Captain Sullivan's words ring true. The prejudice and ignorance displayed here today have no place in a body dedicated to galactic cooperation. We are all children of the stars, each with our own unique gifts and challenges. To judge a species by their method of reproduction is not only foolish, but a betrayal of the very principles upon which this council was founded." Orent turned to Jack, a hint of a smile on his weathered face. "Humanity will be granted a provisional seat on this council. You will have the opportunity to prove your worth through your actions and contributions to the galactic community. Let your deeds speak louder than any prejudice or misconception." The outcry. The chamber erupted in a mix of cheers and protests. Murloc and Zikra leaped to their feet, their voices shrill with outrage. "This is unacceptable," Murloc screeched. "The human has manipulated you, Mediator Orent. They cannot be trusted." Orent fixed the insectoid with a stern gaze. "Counselor Murloc, your own actions have shown that it is you who cannot be trusted. The evidence of your conspiracy to undermine humanity's efforts is undeniable. You, Counselor Zikra, and your co-conspirators will be stripped of your council positions and face punishment for your attempts to sow discord and prejudice. Justice serve." As security personnel escorted the disgraced counselors from the chamber, Jack felt a wave of relief wash over him. He had done it. Humanity had taken its first step onto the galactic stage. But even as the other representatives came forward to congratulate him, Jack knew that this was only the beginning. Humanity would face many more challenges and prejudices as they sought to find their place among the stars. As he looked out at the sea of alien faces, some friendly, others still wary, Jack felt a sense of hope. With understanding, cooperation, and a willingness to learn from one another, all species could work together towards a brighter future. It would not be easy, but Jack was ready to face whatever lay ahead, knowing that humanity's greatest strengths lay in their resilience, adaptability, and unity. A new chapter. With the Council's decision, humanity's provisional seat was confirmed, and Jack knew that they had a long road ahead to prove their worth. The human delegation, led by Jack, began their efforts to engage with other species, share knowledge, and contribute to the galactic community in meaningful ways. Jack, along with Dr. Elena Novak and other members of the human delegation, worked tirelessly to build alliances, participate in scientific research, and demonstrate humanity's commitment to cooperation and progress. They faced skepticism and prejudice, but they also found allies and friends among the diverse species of the galaxy. Building bridges. Forging alliances. One of the first steps Jack took was to forge alliances with species that had also faced prejudice and exclusion. He reached out to representatives from less dominant species, seeking common ground and mutual support. Together, we can challenge the status quo and build a more inclusive and cooperative galactic community, Jack said during a meeting with representatives from the smaller planets. Humanity may be new, but we are committed to making a positive impact. Scientific collaboration. Dr. Elena Novak led efforts to collaborate on scientific projects that would benefit all species. She worked closely with alien scientists to share human knowledge and technology, while also learning from their advanced techniques. Science knows no boundaries, Elena often said. By working together, we can achieve breakthroughs that will benefit everyone in the galaxy. One notable project was a joint effort to develop sustainable energy sources that could be used on planets with different environmental conditions. The success of this project demonstrated the value of collaboration and strengthened humanity's position within the Council. Cultural exchange. Jack also promoted cultural exchange programs, encouraging humans and aliens to learn about each other's traditions, arts, and ways of life. These programs help to break down barriers and build understanding among the diverse species of the galaxy. We have so much to learn from each other, Jack said during the opening of an interspecies cultural festival. By sharing our cultures, we can foster mutual respect and appreciation. The festival featured music, dance, art, and cuisine from various planets, creating a vibrant celebration of diversity. It was a resounding success, drawing positive attention from across the galaxy. Overcoming prejudice, challenges, and resistance. Despite their efforts, Jack and the human delegation continued to face resistance from some quarters. Murloc, Zekra, and their supporters still harbored deep-seated prejudices and sought to undermine humanity's progress. Jack knew that changing minds and hearts would take time. He remained patient and persistent, addressing each challenge with calm determination. He focused on building trust through consistent actions and demonstrating humanity's commitment to the greater good. A turning point. The turning point came when a humanitarian crisis struck a distant colony. A natural disaster left thousands of inhabitants in dire need of assistance. Jack and the human delegation mobilized quickly, coordinating a relief effort that brought together resources and expertise from multiple species. Humanity stands ready to help, Jack said as he organized the relief mission. This is our chance to show what we can do when we work together. The successful relief effort earned widespread praise and gratitude. It showcased humanity's resilience, resourcefulness, and compassion. Even some of the harshest critics began to reconsider their views. Changing perceptions. Over time, the positive impact of humanity's contributions began to shift perceptions. More and more species started to see humans as valuable members of the galactic community. Jack and his team continued to build on this momentum, forging stronger relationships and expanding their influence. One of the most significant moments came when the Galactic Council voted to grant humanity a permanent seat. The decision was met with applause and celebration, marking the new era of inclusion and cooperation. A bright future. As Jack looked out at the assembled representatives, he felt a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. Humanity had come a long way from the initial shock and prejudice. They had earned their place through hard work, determination, and a commitment to the values of cooperation and understanding. We have proven that our differences can be a source of strength, Jack said in his acceptance speech. Together, we can achieve great things and build a brighter future for all. Legacy of unity. The long-term impact. Years passed, and humanity continued to thrive within the Galactic Council. The alliances and friendships they had forged endured, leading to unprecedented levels of cooperation and progress. Joint scientific endeavors, cultural exchanges, and humanitarian efforts flourished, benefiting all species. Jack, Elena, and the rest of the human delegation became respected figures in the galaxy, known for their leadership and dedication. They left a lasting legacy of unity and collaboration that inspired future generations. Passing the torch. As Jack prepared to step down from his role, he reflected on the journey that had brought humanity to this point. He knew that the work was far from over, but he was confident that the next generation was ready to carry the torch. He mentored young diplomats and leaders, sharing his wisdom and experiences. "Never forget the power of unity and the importance of understanding," he often said. "Our greatest strength lies in our ability to work together." A new era. With new leaders at the helm, humanity continued to thrive within the Galactic Council. They faced new challenges and opportunities, always guided by the principles of cooperation, respect, and mutual understanding. The galaxy had changed, becoming a more inclusive and harmonious place. Humanity's journey from isolation to acceptance was a testament to the power of determination and the belief that unity could overcome even the deepest prejudices. Epilogue. A unified galaxy. As Jack looked out at the stars one last time, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Humanity had found its place among the stars, contributing to a galaxy that was stronger and more united than ever before. The legacy of unity and collaboration lived on, a beacon of hope for all species, and as long as there were those willing to embrace diversity and work together, the future would always be bright.